name is Father Gerard Brinkmann. I'm from St. Boniface Parish here in Philadelphia. They've closed the parish,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make too much difference. So no matter where you go, St. Peter's is a neighboring parish of there. So I'm one of 9 children, and something very interesting that I like to say is that when Mom and Dad married, Mom talked to Dad about something that she was interested in, and it was to abstain from meat on Saturdays so that the Blessed Mother would bless the family.
Hmm.
Well, they had 9 children, and 3 are priests and 2 are religious. So they better stop fasting.
Yeah.
Can't say that where my vocation was born. I always wanted to be a priest. Even in the 4th grade, I can remember that. You know, the sisters thought, "Oh, this is wonderful," but I don't know that they had anything, that Notre Dame sisters had anything to do with it. They might have. I mean, who knows where the grace comes from on these things. And so I was sent to Puerto Rico. And I enjoyed my years in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
We had a very good Spanish course in Northeast, and we kind of kept it up, working with the migrant workers when we were the Solas. And I didn't have any trouble with the Spanish, and so when you can get into a work like that, it's a lot easier. And, you know, they put you out in the campo, these 2 rural areas are yours, take care of it. And in Puerto Rico, then of course you were your own boss. You had these 2 rural chapels, and you got to know the people, and you had your own horse, and you had a Jeep, and you were taking care of them, and it was a very, very nice experience.
And how long were you in Puerto Rico?
Well, I was only there 1 year when they sent me to the Dominican Republic. Because see, when you get hold of Spanish and you get into the Latin way of life, then they'll send you to Republic. It's a little bit more difficult. But also the Dominican Republic I like very much. That was well, kind of the same kind of work, parish work, but you also had outlying areas that you had to take care of. And they had a revolution over there in '65. But we didn't have a lot of fighting in our area. But we got through it.
Yeah.
You know, the Americans did invade, if you remember, back there in '65, but the Marines kind of quieted the whole thing down and moved out. So that was a good experience of 4 years in the Dominican Republic. Then I went back to Puerto Rico, and then went to Aguadilla, which is on the coast, a beautiful city in the northeastern section of Puerto Rico, and that was parish work, but also you had rural areas that you took care of, and city life is a little different. People are more the kind you would expect. You know, you could make friends with families, and you could get into things, and it was more of a easier life than you know, working out in the boondocks. But I was there 4 years when they made me superior in Fajardo. So that was in the other coast. It was in the north coast in the east. And again, that was nice. I have 3 men that really worked hard, and we had a school, and you know, so it keeps you busy. And, you don't have any special preparation for these things. You know, to be a principal of a school, you're used to the pastoral work, but if you get a good director in the school, it helps. So we have the Notre Dame nuns there, and so they were able to take care of that. Otherwise, it was a lot of fun. Well, first of all, the difference between the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico, and they're not too much, only that they're simpler over in the Republic, and they're not as well prepared. And Puerto Rico would have a lot of the state's characteristics, you know, the organization and so forth. And generally, the places in our parishes, they were prepared and well-instructed people, whereas in the Dominican Republic, they weren't. And we were in the southern part that had never been taken care of, so it was kind of, you know, root work, you know. But the people, you know, Latins accept priests so much that you feel appreciated, you know, and you know you're needed, and you're happy with that. And I had one experience, and I can't explain it. I was preaching, and I was talking about repentance, and I said something. Spontaneously, the whole congregation stood up and applauded, and I thought, what did I say, you know? If I had known, I could use it again, you know? But again, that's where the Spirit works, you know? He talks through you, you begin to realize that so much, that His love for every individual is coming through you, and I guess that's the value of a vocation. You can feel that. Especially in the confessional, you know, you say something to a person, they'll say, Father, how did you know that? You say, well, I don't know. When you get an inspiration, where does it come from, you know? Oh, this happens more and more and more. And you hear like Father Pio will look at a person and tell them their sins. I can understand that. I don't know that I ever had that much of a gift, but he does speak for you. The Holy Spirit speaks for you. And that's why, you know, you continue, because, you know, you're needed. And nowadays, with so few priests, you know, I can't do the work I used to, but I do as much as I can because it's needed. I would say that you cannot imagine the happiness and the fulfillment you'll find in a vocation, and especially Redemptorist vocation, because I can see the difference between diocesan and religious priests. That backup, the people behind you, and the support you get just from being in the family. Some people need it more than others, but I appreciated that.